WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users.
The views and opinions expressed on this broadcast are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of WVTC Radio Detroit, its advertisers, or affiliates.
It's time. It's time. It's time for the wake-up call, y'all. Come on. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
it's time for the wake-up call with Reverend Horace Sheffield and friends. Each and every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on the WVTC Detroit Radio Network.
Yep.
Let's go.
It's time. He's on the line. This is knowledge and power for every mankind. For every generation that's in these streets. We making sure you ain't walking in your sleep. We're in your town, your city, and community. Promoting good health, wealth, and unity. We educating everybody, y'all. Reverend Horace Sheffield, the wake-up call. It's for y'all. It's for y'all. Reverend Horace Sheffield, the wake-up call. It's for y'all. It's for y'all. Reverend Horace Sheffield.
And now, Reverend Horace Sheffield.
Now, man, after all of that. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. And we're building our base of support. We have a lot of great things happening over here at the Sheffield Center. And live biscuits, grits, and salmon croquettes. We're going to be here every Saturday, 8 p.m. And I want to let you know, I hope you have the flyer. I don't see the flyer back there, Stephanie. I gave Jennifer the copy on the produce and fruit. Every first Saturday, we have free food distribution from 8 to 10. And this is stuff we're purchasing from Eastern Market. It's fruit, produce, vegetables. I mean, this is fresh stuff, nice box, enough for a couple of weeks, and it'll be absolutely free. So, can somebody please make sure she makes copies of this? Thank you. And then also, we just struck a deal, and there are 300 positions for you to get skilled trade training absolutely free. The local college will say more about that. But welding, commercial driver's license, your CDLA, heating and ventilation, mechatronics, technology, construction trades, and entrepreneurship training. And attached to these are jobs. They're promised jobs, but it's tuition free at local university. Some of these programs are a year, some of these programs are a little bit more. But every Tuesday and Thursday, right here at the corner of Grand River, Wyoming, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., you can come and sign up. Classes begin in the fall, and we'll have some pre-employment training for you, things to help you prepare for these jobs. Call Aaron Truitt at 313-491-0004, 313-491-0004. How about that, David? That's quite
absolutely wonderful feat. Wonderful feat. It's been through a lot of time. People are in conversations with their own jobs. They'll go this, they'll go that. Now we got training and they're giving people jobs. It's not just jobs, it's careers where you can make a good wage, livable wage, take care of your families and things of that nature.
Yeah, and the good news is through this program, if you've had some on-the-job training like in construction, they will count that toward your certification. So we'll have a counselor here. We'll have somebody here every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Don't waste the time because this is going up on TV and radio. We only have 300 slots. Tuition is I gotta wait till he get here to make sure that's functional. The tuition is absolutely free. There'll be some support services to assist you in this. And so call 313-491-0004. Ask for Aaron Truitt. Carolyn Carter is going to become the dean of that for us. And we're going to make certain that happens. Oh, we had a great time with Ben Trump, didn't we? Yeah. Were you there, David?
I was not.
Oh, man, you know, we got to act like you were. We had a great time with Ben Trump. The place was absolutely packed.
What was the thing? What?
Ben Trump.
Oh, okay.
From back to forward, it was packed out. And we're looking forward to Brittany Packnett Cunningham coming Wednesday, August 9th. We got the, hey, my man, you interrupted me. Go. You know, he walking into the operation room, the man, I go over there with somebody's car. Say, hey man, how do I get to the cafeteria? You know, hello, I hate people support. Yeah, but anyway, Billy Picnic Cunningham, Wednesday, August the 9th, 2023, 6 p.m. at the Brick Center. He's the one that coined the phrase Black Lives Matter, and she's a tremendous speaker. Dr. Cornell West, why don't you take the rest of it?
Dr. Cornell West, good person, Danny Bowles, Horace Sheffield, as well. I will be here Wednesday, September 27th, 6 p.m. Everybody take September 27th.
You got some energy, man. You were out in one mouth last night.
I'm trying to look out for you, yeah. Eric Allen will be here October 4th, 2023. Keith Ellison, who was a protege in Newark, I understand.
That's right, with my intern and, yep. You know Detroit?
He's from Detroit, and he'll be here November 8th, 2023. And Jamal Bryant will be here in December 13th, 2023. You can see what a wonderful lineup.
Yep.
Looking forward to come out. It's absolutely free. Get information and expand your horizon and your knowledge base. I have everybody great people that impact our community. That's at the Bridge of 9928 Grand River. All of these events will take place at 6 o'clock. And we're looking forward to you coming to join us.
And Stephanie, come over here and talk about the pull-up showers and bathing. That we love our community, and we know that folks who struggle to have water, people still not homeless living in their cars. So we just struck a deal to have pull-up bathing. Is that right?
Pull-up showers, and so this is mobile shower. And then you could just sign up. You can pick your time that you want to come in and hot shower, and it's only for 3 hours every. For 3 hours every. I think it's 4th Friday.
Every 4th Friday?
Every 4th Friday. We're going to start this in the middle of August.
We got to get that to the state so we have all of it.
No, we stay here for 3 hours. We can take us out.
If you have a shower, you won't take over 3 hours. Don't think of, again, down to the shower coming.
And so I think that's very, very good.
By the way, we'll be down at the Bridge Center. We have to be outside. We don't have any outside water outlets here, but it's exposed to us the need to have them installed, but we don't have any. But down there we've had them put in. So on the parking lot, we'll have pull-up showers.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, it was amazing because sometimes, we take certain things for granted, but they did a study and they found out how many people people live in our neighborhoods that actually don't have running water at all.
Right.
And then we went to this big social gathering, and the smell of the room indicated folks needed showers. Joe, we got a mic when people want to ask questions, just take one off here. So so we're really excited about all the different stuff that we're doing. I want to reiterate again, Mother Juanita and all you folks in here. This food distribution is going to take place between 8 and 10 during our broadcast. It's part of the Wake Up Call broadcast. Saturday, August 5th. Next Saturday will be the first date of that distribution. But we said 8 to 11, so people come at 10. And Nancy's not here, but we're purchasing this food from a vendor in Eastern Market. And it will be, vegetables, fruit, produce, and those of us who need to eat healthier, this is absolutely the right thing for us to do. Amen?
Absolutely.
So y'all tell everybody, come every first Saturday. That's why I need all those singers need to be there. And my sister got on her eight, just black. She got her feet down. There you go, just black. David, can you explain that?
Can I explain being just black?
Yeah, whose phone is that? Wait.
Just black.
I mean, what, why we did that shirt? You know why?
I know it's your church who designed it.
Yeah. Well, I've been in some pretty high circles talking to folks, white folks, business folks, they want to know who I am. I tell them all this stuff. At the end of the day, they look at me and say, they look at me and they just see me as black. So I'm just black. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't care what you do, where you go. Well, I mean, black. I mean, anything that ain't black.
bet we told you. It's important though too for us to be able to lift up ourselves and to encourage one another too. So a lot of times you say share something, you minimize it, but we understand what you mean. You say,
but they're minimization of us.
yeah,
But at the end of the day, you know, I'm just black. I mean, that's why I am. And you know, we got people who want to get away from that. They're working in the corporate environment. You know, they you know, have conversations with their colleagues about how embarrassed they are about black folks. I mean, I'm black and I'm unapologetic. And you know, I mean, if you can't deal with it, then you know, I mean, people lift up that they're gay, they lift up to whatever, you know. So, yeah, you talking about look at the board. I mean, it's how they mischaracterized slavery. You know, it was on the job training.
yeah. I mean, you know, I think God would say,
You know, I guess prostitution is the same thing.
No, it's not the same.
Huh?
I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm saying it's an oppression, but they're trying to make it like it's something other than that.
Yeah, it was bad. You got black folk there that living was good for it too. So you know, it's just different folk out here that.
But any Negro that said that, we ought to just change this and go hand for hand. Well, no, you can't talk to them. They're beyond talk. The fact that they even express such a thing, tell you they're already lost in their own mind.
Right. In slavery in their mind.
Yeah, so, but we thank God that we have us some sort of Moses over here, y'all. Let's give it
We had absolutely fabulous week. Stephanie and David, you all talk about just the recognition that we got from an international foundation. Robert Johnson & Johnson chose Dabo as one of 14 finalists out of several hundred around
250 or 250.
yeah. And you know, and just talk about that. So I really left there impressed with who came and what they had to say about us. I mean, I was.
Yeah, we didn't have to get anybody in script. We didn't have to ask anybody to say, hey, this is what you say when people ask you about what is it like partnering on Dabo. Everybody had their own personal testimonies. It was so many people that were in the room that actually personally were impacted by the services and initiatives that Dabo does. And I'm really proud to see the numbers and to see exactly the impact that Dabo has had over the years, more than 20 years worth of impact. And I think the people, they were impressed by that.
Yeah, and as Stephanie said, it was not just recent activities or the recent impact that we've had, but the fact that we've been working for a long time. We have people talking from historical standpoint, talking about the health initiatives that we have and also the linkages that we provide to resources throughout the community. And again, that's why I've been a part of this organization for more than 7 years now. It's been a wonderful opportunity, not just to see it, but to actually impact it and touch everybody. So it's real.
So you know what was interesting? They asked the question. They looked at me and said, "Now you know you're 68, going on 69. Who's gonna be running this 5 years from now?" When you were in the room, yeah, I was interested. I wanted to. Well, look, I got a number of young folk around me, and they all capable of doing. I'm not trying to stay here forever. You know, I don't have to roll me out here in the fall. You know what I mean? I'm doing my stuff.
You called out David's name too.
I called out David's name on what I did. I got all these people who get involved in things, who have opportunities to do things, and we share the load here. You know, we share the responsibility. I mean, the buck stops here, but our people to do what they do. I mean, Stephanie does an exceptional job. Jennifer does a major job. When they come in, you know, their light is off. The water ain't running. You know, usually when they go, they gotta go in that back room.
Yeah. This is these legs and feet, so we can go out and execute what it is. A lot of times, you know, the vision is not as clear as we would like it to be, but we know he's going to take it.
Yeah. Well, that's great. You said that because the guy who came from Boston, who had been the director of health and a variety, who knew Dr. Mayfield, who really has been a mentor of ours, said to me, so, you know what, I get the sense that people who work for you probably think you're very tough, but I hope they appreciate it because the stuff that you do is an indication that, you
I wonder how you picked up on that.
Huh?
I wonder how you picked up on that.
I picked it up right away. I left there to pat myself on the back. Yeah.
I have to interject because I've been around here quite a few years. I can't really count because I've had some health challenges. But I just want to say that Horace Sheffield is a man with a heart of gold.
Yeah.
This man is a giving, thoughtful, caring, charismatic gentleman. We give you the shirt off his back. I want to do that because he's got this honest view, but deep down, he is a heart of gold. Yeah. Give a hand because he cares about people. And you know, his father, who's in heaven, is smiling down on him. He's very proud.
I speak in the tradition that I was raised in, and my grandmother used to always come on business because they used to put it up when you walked in the door.
Okay.
Yeah, a minute late, come on.
No, I want to say on two, the
Everything that I do, and I do my dad well. My dad was a selfless guy. They always said in my family, the more you do for others, the less you have to worry about yourself. I say, why, Grandma? He said, God will take care of you for taking care of them. So I believe that.
Go ahead, David. I was going to say too, the presentation, the simple video that we showed around.
What do I have?
No, this who did the video? The video.
Well, the Shayla and Stephanie.
That was awesome.
Thank
Of course, now you need to know that I was the producer. So I gave them all the content. They kept sending it back. I said, no, do this, do that.
Whoever
But
did it.
they put it together. And in fact, we have it running now in here. We have it running in here. And, so yeah.
Earl, you can see it. It's really good. They did a good job.
All right, so we got Brother Johnny Washington. His brother's got the voice. He does all the production.
A little boy, now we get down a little bit.
I ain't never heard him sing.
We won't do that today.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, I think not just in the shower. I do my best singing on Sunday morning. It's, I need the grace of God. What you need? You need a flower. All right. Well, set us off, David. Tell us what we do.
All right, we're talking about Mr. Washington. I'm kind of talking about, I don't know if it was your cousin or your brother. Coach me at
Yes, we got to watch.
yeah, Watt coach.
Yeah. Yes.
So again, we're talking a little bit about your presentation of the real R&B music, like Ashanti Moore, Brownstone, Rob Bass. It takes two, baby.
Well, this year it's gonna be really exciting, man. The beautiful thing about the Ribs and R&B Music Festival, we've gone viral. We are a national attraction, and it's all due to the support that we've gotten from over the years from City Council, the City of Detroit, but most important, the citizens of Detroit and the state of Michigan has made this a premier event. One of the things we're excited about is we have real mass group coming in from all over the United States to serve us. So you'll have barbecue, real barbecue, the lamb chop, the fish, chicken, even vegan. So there will be over 45 plus food vendors, over 100 vendors for the shopping, from sun dresses to shea butter to getting health tips. So that's a big thing. So one thing again.
Let me ask you, that makes me think of, we got so many TV channels now, so they have these rib cook-offs.
Right.
Have you ever thought about having a
Well, we have our Sunday cook-off.
Okay.
So, we may need to invite you down too, but we have the best cook-off for best ribs and best sauce.
Okay.
And so let festival, Ray
But
Solomon.
there's one thing in there though. The best eater.
The best eater. I think the judges come away pretty full.
I don't know, I think, we all do most kids. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What you think about Ray Solomon?
Ray Solomon, but so Ray Solomon Jr. has taken the stats away. But Ray was with it from the very beginning as our first judge 20 years ago. So his memory lives on, and we keep that up. And we're just so happy that Ray Solomon Jr. came out and stepped in. So first, that happened on Sunday. But one of these things that we've done over the last 5 years is we've given birth to our gospel jazz stage. And it has grown to heights that we dreamed of. So 5 years later, on Saturday and Sunday from 12 noon to 6 p.m., you can come out and hear gospel from some of Detroit's finest gospel choirs to solo artists. So from 6 p.m. to 11:30, we're going to be jazz and smooth soul. But the star of the weekend, of course, is the barbecue. John Tate Moore, Brownstone, and Rob Bates is going to help us celebrate Friday with the 50th anniversary for
John Bosch, the producer of the Weird R&B music that was going to take place August 11th through 13th at Park Plaza in downtown Detroit. But this
Is it free? Is it charged?
Right here it says on Freedom Saturday, Sunday, 11:30 till 1 p.m. and it's going to be $15. Kids 3, 12 and under all weekend.
all weekend.
And that's going to be bad. So there's just over 30 acts from Tuesdays. That's going to be here over the 3 days.
Yeah, and also too, for those who the VIP seating and reserved seating, you can simply just go to eventbrite.com, look up Ribs R&B Music Festival, and you can reserve a seat while they last. But VIP seating is limited, but it's going to be exciting.
I'm trying real color VIP.
So you can do a Saturday night. So yeah, yeah, you can buy that fast.
Now, I think I died. I eat probably anything more. I eat burgers, and I mean, you're doing what people in 28 ounce steak. I mean,
The big ones.
went down the Don Strudels in Tampa, they got a 44-ounce steak. I had to learn to try. Couldn't finish it. But I said all to say this, with all the stuff I've given up, one of the things I've not been able to take off the list is ribs. I love good ribs.
But you don't do, prepare the food correctly with the right seasoning. You may not be able to overindulge, but you can indulge with the right preparation to get it ready.
Well, everybody has their favorite ribs, right? I mean, Young's, but I'm gonna tell you, and I've had them all. I mean, greens, I'll go back to greens on Mac. When you sitting there down, you know what I'm saying? But over the years, and I always say it because I just want to bless his memory, Milks is mine. Yeah, Milks. I think Milks wanted to have the sauce over there was just out of this world. Homemade pies. And then, it's tragic. We got all the time we need. We're going to help you.
Yes.
It's a young man that he brought in there to work is the one that wound up setting them up and getting them together.
Wow.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So again, you talking about the health aspect of it, but I was happy to hear you say that you don't have more than just ribs, turkey chop, lamb chop, and then they may even have a vegan.
But we have a vegan booth. Clean Concessions is going to come in from Florida, so that's going to be there. The other thing is just the way food is prepared. Everyone's kind of looking for the new health conscious, but the health expo is sponsored by Detroit Community Care Network. We're happy to have them.
Hey, John, I'm gonna tell you this: if you can figure out healthy way to come out and eat some ribs. I can hardly eat the ribs there. And again, I went vegan. Actually, I didn't eat any meat, any sugar, anything for a year.
Wow.
And what made me back was
Barbecue.
the ribs.
Yeah.
And I had like, well, let me get a take. I ain't been back.
Well, here's what I want to know, because I'm just old school. I grew up in Detroit. When they play Motown music, we get out the car van. So when I think about hot ribs, the barbecue, at a barbecue event like that, I want there's gonna be some hot pants there too.
So what now?
I'm saying, there's gonna be some women with hot pants.
Well, you know what, Detroit is known for okay? The world for the most beautiful women, so, you know, I, beyond, you know, doubt, I'm sure they're gonna be there. I'm not sure, but beauty.
I don't know if you saw some of the stuff that people posted from the Beyonce contest.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of the guys, I thought they you know, they were trying to be Beyonce, you know.
Hey, man, they were out of the club, like,
Unbelievable.
going crazy.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing this?
Man, we've been doing this over 20 years, man. It's been a family effort. I couldn't have done it without my family and my team. A lot of them have been with me from day one. A lot of my vendors have been with me from day one. You know, and I have a organization, just to expel on that a little bit. Paradise Valley 360, you know, and we know about Paradise Valley, but the true Detroit is that was one of the first times in Detroit's history for African American business. We had over 350 businesses. So, you know, my goal is to create this space to get as many venues to be successful during my 3 days. And, you know, the Lord put it on my heart a month ago, and I look back now. And so out of 100+ vendors that have been participating with our event, Detroiters are spending over $600,000, man, in 3 days. And so we are the new Paradise Valley, and I'm proud to be a part of that.
That's not a, because you get a
Right, well, you know,
$1,000. That goes with the business, and I think that speaks to, if you're listening today, if you want to sign up with this brother and put your business down there, because the people spending that kind of money over 3 days, which is significant.
Now, if to do it again, I would have a percentage.
Yeah. A lot of entities and families kind of events, you pay a certain amount to be there, and then there's a residual that comes from your real sale.
Well, the thing is, like, when you want to doing what you did, take your slogan, they're teaching their dollars of what.
Real quick, with vendor, we deal with space.
Okay.
You simply call 1-800-794-7503, and someone will get back with you as soon as possible. So, if you're not sure you want to do business in Detroit, call 1-800-794-7503.
Get more information about this at RizRNBMusicFestival.com.
Yeah.
It's RizRNBMusicFestival.com. It says you can call 800-794-7503. And for all VIP seating, weekend passes, you can go to eventbrite.com. Eventbrite.com. And again, if you want to support this event, you want to go down to Park Plaza and enjoy 3 days of family fun. You don't have to be young, you don't have to be old. You can take advantage of it. Again, the gates open at 11:30 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. all 3 days. At 11:30 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. all 3 days. Free on Friday, 11:30 to 3 p.m. Free on Saturday, Sunday from 11:30 to 1 p.m. After which it'll be $15. And kids are free 12 and under all weekend. Again, call 800-794-7503 if you want to be a vendor. If you want information, go to RizRNBMusicFestival.com. And to purchase passes, go to Eventbrite.com.
All right, so I just want to remind you that next Saturday, every first Saturday, we have a free food distribution, fresh fruit, vegetables, and produce. Purchases from each of the market, you want to come out for that. And we want to remind you about the skilled trades program that you can get a chance to go to college for absolutely free, gain certification, CDL, construction trades. There's 300 positions to start training or having people sign up next Tuesday and Thursday. All right, we're going to go down to the point. We got 1 second.
The event dates are August the 11th, 12th, and 13th at Park Plaza on the beautiful riverfront.
All right, we'll be right back.
It's for y'all, Reverend Horace Sheffield and the Wake Up Call.
It's the Wake Up Call with Reverend Horace Sheffield. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Stacy Reeves, General Supervisor for DTE. As part of our plan to make your power more reliable, we're installing new smart technology. When it's up and running, our smart grid will have fewer and shorter power interruptions. Our crews are out every day doing everything in their power to deliver the reliability you deserve. DTE.
Get ready, Saturday, August 5th, as the world's biggest party comes to the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater. It's D-Nice and Club Quarantine Live.
Welcome to CQ. D-Nice.
You partied with him on Instagram. Now's your chance to experience D-Nice and Club Quarantine Live. Tickets on sale now. Available at thearetha.com, the box office, and Ticketmaster.com. For D-Nice and Club Quarantine Live. Brought to you by The Right Productions.
My name is D-Nice, although I hate to admit it.
At the Detroit Water and Sewerage Department, we're working hard to protect pipes by cleaning public sewer lines to reduce flooding and speeding up the replacement of lead service lines. Protect your pipes with 3 easy tips. Pour grease into containers, toss wipes in the trash can, and check for running toilets, leaky pipes, and dripping faucets. For more tips, go to detroitmi.gov/protect pipes. DWSD, working hard to protect pipes for you.
Peace and quiet. Whoever you are, sooner or later, you're going to need some. If only there was a beautiful place just minutes from where you live, where you'll find a perfect little piece of peace and quiet. Turns out there is. Your Huron-Clinton Metro Parks. With 25,000 acres, there's plenty of peace and quiet to go around. They're your Metro Parks. Come see what all the noise is about. Learn more at metroparks.com.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri. We are living through unprecedented times. As a result, the Michigan Homeowner Assistance Fund was created. This fund, administered by the state of Michigan, is designed to help homeowners cope with pandemic-related hardships, such as delinquent property taxes. Residents may apply for up to $25,000 to help cover 2019, 2020, and 2021 tax years. Previous year's taxes must be paid in full or in a payment agreement with the Treasurer's Office. Eligible homeowners must have a qualified financial hardship that occurred on or after January 21st, 2020. You must currently own and occupy your home as your primary residence and must have owned it since January 21st, 2020. To see if you qualify, please visit waynemetro.org, call 313-388-9799, or email taxinfo@waynecounty.com. We're here to help.
Join us for the Detroit Association of Black Organizations Community Empowerment Speaker Series featuring prolific voices that will enlighten and inform. Come hear amazing speakers like radio host Joe Madison, actor Hill Harper, hip-hop artist MC Search, actress Erica Alexander, the incomparable Dr. Cornel West, and much more. The series takes place monthly at the Bridge Center, located at 9928 Grand River. Please visit www.debodetroitinc.com.
It's for y'all. It's for y'all, Reverend Horace Sheffield and the Wake Up Call.
Folks were eating, some folks are overeating, some folks undereating. I saw a plate of grits next to me with David. I thought David was on their diet, but I looked back and I ain't got bacon, biscuits, sausage, and everything else. But hey, y'all, I don't know. All right, so here's the thing. We got our phone numbers up. We only have one that's working today. 313-340-9582. You got that there right there. 313-340-9542. 313-340-9542. You scratch that out. I'm going to get that too, because it's not rolling over. So if that number is busy, then you dial 313-340-9534. 340-9542 or 340-9524. All right, we got James Aaron. Chief of Community Relations, Detroit Fire Department. What's up, Chief? Good morning. How you doing, Rep? You all right, man? Yes, sir. Yeah, if I had a firefighter like you, when I was a kid, I would have been an arsonist. Yeah, you know, you and Daryl looked at me like I'm crazy, but I had a guy in my neighborhood I took on Hollywood, conjunction Wilderness. And when I was probably in the third grade, there was some kid that they finally caught that was going around burning down garages. Now, you know, at that age, I mean, from a 19-year-old kid, but you know, he had something going on. But tell us, Doc, you here to talk about fire prevention tips. And I would imagine right now, this is really important.
It is extremely important. Just to piggyback, you all were talking about risk when I walked in. You got my phone around, by the way. We talked about grilling. And in the city of Detroit, number one, we have an ordinance. No grilling on the front porch.
Oh my God. Then how do the body do?
So you need to keep your grill at least 10 feet away from the moon. 10 feet away from any tent, any shed, any overhang, any porch. Don't have any clothes on it or back, like the leaves that are hanging, that catch fire. Keep a water hose hooked up just in case you catch fire, but always call us, call 911. And make sure you don't have children around this grill or smaller pets. Keep it on a level surface. A lot of times we put our grills in the driveway or something in the backyard, and the surface isn't level. And that can make that grill fall over. And it's extremely dangerous. We catch a lot of house fires during the summer just from barbecue, just from grilling. So be mindful of that. I just had to piggyback on that when I was hearing about the grilling and the milk and the young and the great barbecue. But please be safe.
The young barbecue, yeah. I mean, you know, some of these homes are made of wood. You know, you're in a frame house. What I've always is not really funny. They put it in the context of laughing when you see people putting all this accelerant on, you know, charcoal lighter, and then they right on the thing, boom.
Yep. Happens all the time.
Or they use gas.
They use gasoline?
Yeah. You just
oh my God.
You only use the recommended charcoal, lighter fluid. That's it. What it says on the bag, what it says on the direct. Not gasoline, not any kind of flammable liquid, anything to start that fire. And like Reverend Sheffield said, once you start that fire, you don't put lighter fluid on it. You do it at the beginning before you light the fire. That's why that fire is going. It's going to spark up and flare up. We don't want it.
So we're talking about some of the things that we can do. Be safe outside. Talk about some of the things we can do inside. I know it's summertime, but once the winter comes, we got people that use space heaters, kerosene heaters, things like that to keep the house warm. And actually, some folks use their stove, the oven, or something like that.
Correct. I hope my mom's not listening, but when I was little, my mom would open that up, turn that oven on, and open it in the winter and keep it open and warm the house up. And I'm sure we got people in the audience right now that are guilty of that. But please, number one, you got carbon monoxide poisoning that can happen to telephone network. That's extremely dangerous. The dangerous thing about that is you can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't hear it. And the next thing you know, you're a little dizzy. A lot of people pass away from carbon monoxide poisoning. So if you got any kind of dizziness or anything, open that door, open that window, call up, call DTE ASAP.
So you talk about different things that folks used to do. Invite people over, have a dance for an hour and a half. But the other thing that they did, and I did it too, when I was in Brooklyn, man, I didn't have much money. I made $40 a month. My rent was $185 at the church shop. So I get big pots and put water in it and boil the water. Is that dangerous too?
That's extremely dangerous. That water is eventually going to evaporate and go out. And you'll have a hot pot on the stove and catch fire. So that's extremely dangerous.
Yeah. Well, I was warm in the meantime, but go ahead.
Hey, Greg, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Are you from Detroit? Are you go to school in Detroit? Are you, how did you want to be a firefighter? Do you have any musical skills? Tell us about are you athletic?
You look like an athlete, man.
To sing and go to karaoke or something, I'm not much of a singer. I can hum and I can keep the beat, but ironically, I grew up not too far from here. I grew up on San Juan, Circle, Elementary school, Horace Elementary, right on Davidson.
We've had that building for several years.
Wow.
It's unfortunate that it's empty. Westinghouse built that as an all-electric building, and it won all kinds of national, international awards. Yeah, it's a fascinating building. We had it for about 5 years. I know exactly where it is. Sitting over there empty, unfortunately. And I rolled by the other day and said, Lord, when I get this $1 billion from the lottery today, I'm gonna buy that whole complex again because we got a lot of land around. But yeah, Queens was a solid school. So go ahead and finish.
Oh, went to Horace Elementary. Then my parents moved. We moved from over there to over to Shane Bernard Drive area. Went to Harper Trail Middle School where David Phillips. Staff. And then I hung it up after 8th grade and went to high school, went to Benedictine High School, played some football, ran track. And the answer to your question is my late grandfather is from the first black police in the city of Detroit in history back in the 70s. He bought me a fire chief car. I used to walk around and playing it and dreaming, just think like one day I want to be a fire chief. And here I am. 1997, I started just living my dream, being a firefighter in the beautiful city of Detroit.
There you go. Right. Step up to the mic, man.
Mr. Stewart here. Anyway.
No, I can't hear the people.
Big Chief Fire. Remember the old days being Mr. Sheffield?
No, we ain't the horse. We don't have no association. Yeah. I don't even know who you are.
Big Chief, remember, or do they still have the houses with the furnace, furnace in the dining room?
You talking about open furnace? That's the boilers anymore. My grandfather has boilers. He go put coal in it. Open furnace, put the coal come on the tube, and now in that, when I grew up on Collingwood, the home, a lot of homes on my street, they had to bring the oil. They put it on the burn oil. And the oil truck would come, you never have to go back and bake myself. And bring this guy, put the oil in there. Bring your ice. He had new troops. We had people who were younger than the folk they were who their elders. Those were the days.
So James, you tell me this, I work for Wayne County Sheriff. And when it comes to this, I know we talk about prevention, but trying to get more people into working fine careers.
Yeah, if you look at the phone number again, 313-542, 313-349-52. Our phone lines are not up. We've been working on this. You gotta come see our new studio. We got a lot of stuff. We have LED board up. It's gonna be the place to be. Go ahead, David.
So we're about trying to recruit more African Americans to go into first response, whether it be law enforcement or whether it be working for the fire department. How that working for Detroit Fire Department?
Well, it's tough. It's tough all over the country, I think. You look at Jalen Brown the other day for Boston, and he's down for what, 340 minutes. So it's tough. A lot of our youth, they want to go to the NBA, they want to go to the NFL, and they want to rap. And that's the battle we're having. And they don't understand the chance of being a $1 billion rapper like JD. That's slim to none. Being that $1 billion athlete like LeBron, that's 1 in a million. That's slim to none. If you go on the Detroit Fire Department, we work 2 days a week, which enables you to do anything. We do all of the stuff on the side. We got pastors. We got people that are electricians. We got teachers, principals. You name it, actresses. We have every day known to mankind on the Detroit Fire Department because we only work 2 days a week. Yes, it can be dangerous, but we get trained. We have trained in the world. You're gonna be safe. We put our life on the line to keep you safe. But we really need African Americans from the city that look like us, You gotta be 18, clean, driving record. No, you gotta pass the drug test, and you can't have any felonies.
And let me chime in on look like us. I grew up on College Deck to Woodman. There's a fire station on Kelvin in Linwood. Okay, I was on the lot out in the grounds of Derby and Central yesterday speaking, and it was amazing that no one knew that Roosevelt used to be there. Where I started Roosevelt in 1959, but there was only one black person in that firehouse when I was going to Roosevelt. And this young man was standing at the corner of Burlingame. You hear me? Burlingame, which was the street you had to cross over Linwood to get to Roosevelt. And meet young black kids with his uniform on. He was the only one in that house. I forget his name in that fire station. Right. But it struck me because, my dad was involved in getting black into municipal positions. That's what Coleman Young got elected on. And so when you say we need more black, I mean, people fought, man, to get people in them jobs, and you need to go get them.
Yeah, and again, I asked it because the fact of the matter is something that's happening across the country. So now I want to go back to more fire prevention tips. So we talked about carbon monoxide. We talked about issues during the winter. What are some things we can do to actually prevent carbon monoxide poisoning? Some steps we can take. If there's monitors we can install, what are those? Where should they go?
That's a great question. So 313-596-2959, that's the number. If you're a Detroit resident, you live between 5 Points and Kelly Road, between the river and 8 Mile, you get 2 free smoke alarms per household and 1 carbon monoxide detector per household. The only qualification is you have to be a Detroit resident. So have that monitor, and you have to put that monitor between the place where you spend the most time, with your family room, your bedroom, and the furnace. Number 2, get your furnace checked every year. Right about now, right around August, before you use it in November, October, get that furnace checked out right now. Make sure you're good. Number 2, just think housekeeping. Don't turn that oven on. Don't turn that stove on unless you're cooking, and don't open that oven door. Please don't. It's extremely dangerous. You're gonna use a generator. Never bring that generator inside the house. That generator always remains outside. Always. We had an incident about 2 years back. Somebody lost their power, like now we had the storm, put it in the house, and 4 people lost their lives. This is extremely dangerous. We need everybody to be mindful of it.
We have a question.
A couple of questions and a comment. Safety for the firemen, back in February of 1981, my cousin Coleman Tate was fired.
Absolutely.
And you know what happened? There was an incident on the east side. And at that time, you all had to put your uniforms on your way to a fire, and you only had so many seconds to do that. And he ended up falling off the fire truck and hitting his head on the curb. And a day or so later, he lost his life. His son, is Joe Tate up there in Lansing. Do you all have anything for young people in the school, also preparing them if they want to become a fireman, like internship type program?
That's a great question. Right now, we have the junior fire cadet program going on over at Northwestern High School. It's Monday through Thursday from 9 to 3. It's every year, 14 to 18. And honestly, we have like 3 firefighters on the department right now who are products of the junior fire cadet program. That's been going on for over 40 years. So rest in peace, firefighter Tate. Senator Tate's a good friend.
I was looking yesterday, man. What a phenomenal guy. I just want to send a shout out to him because he's doing some phenomenal things. They will brought some people together. You come down to the Bridge Center. I mean, I think when I think about Rosetta Ferguson and Matthew McNeely and Dave Holmes and all those folks, all those years of great leadership, we've never had a black person in that position of leadership. And I think people need to let folks know that the governor can't get the budget through unless Joe Tate makes it happen. Am I right or wrong? Right. And I didn't know that about his dad. I'm gonna bring that to his attention.
Thank you so much for your questions and comments.
Don't bend over this way.
There's one thing that's called the fact that we use.
Hold the mic.
That we use often is anything. It's correct.
Hold the mic up, we can't hear you.
Anything can burn.
Anything. Yeah, you know, they used to have the little cubes.
And I do that to one of those sticks, two weeks put my curve with them.
Yeah. But now when my grandmother was burning incense, it was different, it was spiritual. How they do it, they praise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I know you didn't put that incense to drive evil spirits away.
Please be mindful of all that. Keep at least 4 feet away from your curtains, any drapery.
And so that's an important thing about candles, because they now come encased in glass. Is the top
The guarantee is not gonna break. It's happened before, on fire. I don't remember anything that was a small fire, but the lady's kitchen counter and her blinds in her kitchen caught fire because they were on fire. But the thing to do is don't have that candle lit if you're not in that room. Don't have it lit if you're going to go.
So don't have it in the kitchen and you upstairs, then.
Can't do that.
So real quick, when you if you have a fire, give a scenario, there's certain things that you should do for a particular fire. So if I have a grease fire, this is one popular fire that we might have in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And I wanna put it out. Should I use water? Should I use what should I use?
Use your hands and phone, call 911. But no, that's a great question. The first thing you want to do is turn that heat source off. Turn the heat off. The second thing you want to do is put the lid on top of that skillet or that pot that you're frying that food in. That's number one and number two. Number three, make sure you follow up. Don't try to go put that fire out. I know a lot of them sitting out there saying, hey, you can put flour on it. You can put salt on it. No, you just don't have a big.
So that's a really important thing, because I made the mistake one time in my house. I was having the electrical work done, and the person must have miswired one of the switches.
Yeah.
And it began to burn. And I threw water on it. And I didn't remember that water is the conduit for electricity. Yeah.
Great, that's a great subject to touch on. Get you a fire extinguisher. I see over to my right, y'all are probably nervous of fire extinguisher. Y'all can't really look for
You see, by the way, I want you to know that we change those regulars, we get inspected, we get fire inspected, and we exit mark. I mean, we have a fire panel in here that's monitoring from outside of here. So if we're gone and something goes on, the detectives will pick it up.
I love it. Y'all can find over here at Dave. I love it. This is awesome. I see it. So just be mindful of it. That fire extinguisher, you need two ways out, the door and the window. And always have illuminated exit.
Oh, no, stop right there. Now I get a chance to get somebody to validate. So I have told people here that the next time I come in this building and they open that door and then have to break down on this one,
right?
I'm fine. Because you need as many ways out. Now, fortunately, where my office is, there's an emergency exit right next to their door in Jennifer's office. So if I'm in there, I ain't getting trapped. Somebody else will, spit, Aaron. And I spit tons of times telling people why the first thing they do when they open the doors to this building is open all the doors.
Make sure you got a way.
So it'll be on the news. Reverend Sheffield traps seniors in building. All right, this young man yell with people. Come on, Gerald, help him out. Come on, let's go.
And roll. You only stop break.
Can you demonstrate it for us real quick? Drop and roll out the door. All right. Jennifer, get over here. About that though, man.
Drop and roll is only if you catch on fire, clothes catch on fire, you drop and roll. Right now, get low and go.
Yeah, but stop driving forward. That sounds pretty good if you're in a heated situation with somebody you try to get away from. Drop and roll.
Think my brother Baxter.
Yeah. What up, though? Hey, Chris, can you give me some of my hats, please? Go ahead.
How you doing? Good.
So, what's a key piece of information that you should be telling your kids to prepare for the unexpected? And remember that happened with your so what's something that kids should know or should parents should be like teaching their kids or something?
You know, when growing up as a kid, you want your number one fear is you don't want to get a spanking. The number two fear, you get in trouble if you don't have your fear. But if you make a mistake, you start a fight. Don't go home. Go outside.
Let me just say what we did not say. Don't play no matches.
Don't play no matches. Don't play no matches.
You know. And we got 1 minute left, and I was just texted by my big brother last night in this building. I crossed as a part of the Central Six for Phi Beta Sigma. I don't know how to say it. I'm trying to house. In the house, you know, the dogs and Kappa. My dad crossed Kappa in 31 Alpha Beta. How about you? All right, well, is there a phone number people can call? Because I know you do seminars, you talked about passing out carbon monoxide detectors and smoke detectors. How to reach it?
313-596-2959. We're at 1301 3rd Street. That's in the city of Detroit on Michigan and 3rd on the 3rd floor. You can come up there and get your free smoke alarm. But we do come out and we do public speaking. We do fire safety presentations and teach you fire escape routes.
All right, God bless you, man. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have the historical phenom over there in the Option Suite House. None other than Brother David, Daniel back. Oh, David. I wrote David back. Daniel back. All right, we're right back after this.
It's for y'all, Reverend Horace Sheffield, and the wake-up call.
It's the Wake Up Call with Reverend Horace Sheffield. We'll be right back.
Get ready Saturday, August 5th, as the world's biggest party comes to the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater. It's D-Nice and Club Quarantine Live.
Welcome to CQ. D-Nice.
You partied with them on Instagram. Now's your chance to experience D-Nice and Club Quarantine Live. Tickets on sale now. Available at thearetha.com, the box office, and ticketmaster.com. For D-Nice and Club Quarantine Live. Brought to you by The Right Productions.
My name is D-Nice, although I hate to admit it.
Remember summer? Shorts and t-shirts, going to the beach, catching fireflies? Well, summer's gone, and it's not coming back anytime soon. If only there was a place where winter was just as awesome as summer. There is. Your Huron-Clinton Metro Parks, where you'll find enough to do all season long, you'll wish winter could last even longer. Maybe. They're your Metro Parks. Warm up to winter right here. Learn more at metroparks.com.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri. We are living through unprecedented times. As a result, the Michigan Homeowner Assistance Fund was created. This fund, administered by the state of Michigan, is designed to help homeowners cope with pandemic-related hardships, such as delinquent property taxes. Residents may apply for up to $25,000 to help cover 2019, 2020, and 2021 tax years. Previous year's taxes must be paid in full or in a payment agreement with the Treasurer's Office. Eligible homeowners must have a qualified financial hardship that occurred on or after January 21st, 2020. You must currently own and occupy your home as your primary residence and must have owned it since January 21st, 2020. To see if you qualify, please visit waynemetro.org, call 313-388-9799, or email taxinfo@waynecounty.com.
Join us for the Detroit Association of Black Organizations Community Empowerment Speaker Series featuring prolific voices that will enlighten and inform. Come hear amazing speakers like radio host Joe Madison, actor Hill Harper, hip-hop artist MC Search, actress Erica Alexander, the incomparable Dr. Cornel West, and much more. The series takes place monthly at the Bridge Center, located at 9928 Grand River. Please visit www.debodetroitinc.com.
At the Detroit Water and Sewerage Department, we're working hard to protect pipes by cleaning public sewer lines to reduce flooding and speeding up the replacement of lead service lines. Protect your pipes with 3 easy tips. Pour grease into containers, toss wipes in the trash can, and check for running toilets, leaky pipes, and dripping faucets. For more tips, go to detroitmi.gov/protect pipes. DWSD, working hard to protect pipes for you.
It's for y'all. It's for y'all. Reverend Horace Sheffield in the wake-up call.
This guy on the corner of Grand River, Wyoming, that's 120.8 Grand River. We got a good minute here to make them forward. And I think I'm ready to get me to pull that wake up everybody to live on the way. And you don't closer than that table, that table. He's a groupie, man. You ain't got to we're doing up in prison and if he had long hair, it was pretty exposed. And look, we got a person who is what Carter Wilson referred to preachers as preaching for versatile genius. We got a brother here that's a versatile genius. And I want to start with the historical stuff because he has been blessed to own Dr. Archie's Sweet House. Then you may not know it, but there's a great chapter in B.J. Whittick's book, The Great City of Grace and Clan Violence. It talks about what happened, about how they have to advertise in the newspapers, the police conducted traffic, show people where to park. And it was a great trial. It brings Clarence Gerald by training. And of course, he was acquitted. And you own that house?
Yep. Grew up in the Dr. Ocean Sweet House. For those of you who are not familiar, it's on the southeast side of Detroit, Garland and Charlotte, 4 blocks north of the Route to Tech. On September 8th and 9th of 1925, an incident occurred that impacted and transformed the direction of the United States of America would go, particularly for Black folk. That day, African American physician Dr. Ocean Sweet and his family moved into that home along with 7 friends. It was 11 of them on that day. Just in case the welcoming committee, the neighborhood welcoming committee brought something other than apple pie, they brought guns. Simply because they were moving into an all-white neighborhood, and at that time, that was something that you just didn't do. Dr. A.L. Turner, who was a practicing physician at Dunbar Hospital, experienced the tragedies of Obama. Just that spring, when he moved into a home on Spokane Street, when he moved into that house, more than 800 people, 800 angry white folks surrounded his house with 1 intent. And that was to force him out of that house and send him with his tail tucked back to Black violence. And as a result, they destroyed and obliterated his home. They drug him outside of the house with a gun to his head and forced him to sign the deed over to the Retirement Improvement Association.
And this was the Bureau Enforcement of Restrictive Covenants, so we don't get off of this. But, you know, I'm very familiar with my dad's archive. He has everything. So stuff in there about that. But the one that he was most involved with was Soldiers of Truth, where they had to bring in federal troops to allow Black folks to move in because once it was built on the space of that.
The Journey of Truth.
Yeah. Well, after it was built, the Black folks said, oh, this is too white for me. You know, and y'all just need to remember that when you don't want to vote. I got a tape I'm gonna send it to you where my dad's in Selma with Dr. King and then voter registration going on, and he's interviewing Andy Young and young men. And my dad said, well, how many people are registered for it? Well, it's 15,000 eligible. We registered 300 and something. My dad said, after all of this, only 300 and something registered. And so then the young man says to my dad, I figure like this. He said, you go to white neighborhoods, the alleys are paved. You know, he started talking about the contrast between their neighborhood and the white neighborhood. He said, I figure like this, if we get the right to vote, we ain't gonna ask for that no more. We were just gonna take it. And to me, nobody reacts to that clip like I do, because it says to me exactly that those people at that time realize that the correlation between voting and a different life was what they were seeking.
They were seeking life, liberty, and what the two of happiness. And it was inextricably connected to the ballot.
And it still is. If you think about what's going on in our country, you know, in Florida, acting as if slavery was something that was, you know, was good for us, was on the job training. Don't tell people we know that.
That's right. Listen, in 2020, in November 2020, we saw it here in the city of Detroit when the Republicans came to TPF and tried to undermine the democratic process. They tried to disqualify 179,000 absentee voters, Detroiters who had cast their ballot in that presidential election. I was in charge of that operation. They tried to cause mass chaos and hysteria. But the thing that I was most proud of was the fact that all of those poll workers, every last one of those people who had vowed to count and tabulate those ballots, they stood strong. They stood in the gap. They wouldn't relent. They wouldn't intimidate. This one brother who happened to be a Catholic pulled me to the side and said, they just don't know. This is 1958, and we're not in Birmingham, Alabama. We're not going to take this slow. People in the right time to help you with this operation, and as a result, we were able to impact, change, and make a difference in many of the offices throughout the nation as well as the state.
Mr. Baxter, I've had the pleasure of working with you since I went back in 2005, 2006. And I immediately associated you with Jackie Curry, but you go back before that. Jim Bradley, I believe, was elected as Congress.
Jim Bradley was active open election for many years. Former state rep.
And I think I first started to work for.
Started in July of 1985. I was 19 years old. Wow. And that was the first time I had worked for different places. Prior to that, I worked for Kelsey Hayes, Peter Wiscott, Stowe, District 21, and all of the administrators. And this, I'm making a point of this. All of the administrators at that particular time were white. It wasn't until I came to the Detroit Department of Elections that I had an opportunity to lay my eyes on a Black professional. He was the director of elections, and his name was Eddie L. Wilson. It was amazing because that day when I walked in there and I met him, I said to myself, you know, one day I can be the director of elections. And that is so important that we have an opportunity to see people who look like us in positions of prominence, because if we can see it, then we can be it. I remember back in 1979, I worked for the city doing summer youth programs, and at the end of that particular session, Coleman Young invited Jesse Jackson to speak to us down at Ford Auditorium. That's the first time that I had ever heard somebody say, if my mind can't conceive it and my heart can't believe it, then I can achieve it. The only reason why one of the reasons why I became director of elections was because of the passion and determination of my mother, who spoke life into me, and the fact that I was able to be around strong Black men like Eddie Wilson, Vernon Allen, James Bradley, and so many more. So it's critical and important that we have strong Black male images so that our young brothers and sisters who are coming up through the ranks can look at us and see us and imagine their future.
So we got to take a moment. We heard the Vernon Allen.
Yeah.
He's still on the board of commissioners when County is. And you know, here's the thing I want to talk about is that they want to cast such negative dispersions on what we do. But man, the folks who run the election, what I know about them whatsoever. Right. I mean, Bradley, Vernon, all those people. So I think it behooves us to just take a moment to unpack the process so people understand that it is a secure process and nobody's stuffing ballots. I had a personal experience, when my daughter lost her first election, about 68 votes to, I forget the young lady's name, and went down to the commission office on the boulevard and went through the whole process of recount and all that. And it was 68 votes. I think she picked up 3 votes in the recount. But, my daughter was up there, you know what? Having watched this whole process, realizing how the ballots are transferred to transfer stations, ballot boxes are locked, all that. I left at least thinking that, this is a fair process.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this too, having worked with the Department of Elections, I was blown away too by the process. It's very, very thorough. The training that takes place prior to you actually being able to work, which allows them to be able to be positive and not be intimidated when situations roll back at Cobo Hall.
Oh, wait just a minute. I sent you down there to steal some. Oh. There was 71 votes, and just one more 72.
Yeah, that even when people, just for example, if a person fills an envelope or opens the envelope that's been sealed by a voter, that's a major violation, like alarms going off and all that stuff. They got to call people. So the process, I've seen it.
Yeah, I feel with it too, and even in terms of verification of signatures. Oh yeah. I sent my absentee ballot in, Brother Daniel, and I forgot to sign. So I got a notification. So talk about the process. I want people to have confidence in the process. And by the way, if you ain't voting, I don't know why you worried about all that. Yeah. I mean, those of us who vote need to be sure that our vote being counted, but don't let that keep you from voting.
So it's a simple, straightforward process. In order to vote in the city of Detroit, the state of Michigan, the United States of America, you have to be a United States citizen, 18 years of age or older, and a resident in the community by which you want to cast your ballot in. Just a pointer for you all, next year is an important year. 2024 presidential election. We have a presidential primary on August 27th. The state primary is, the presidential primary is February 27th. The state primary is August the 6th. And then the general election is November the 5th. We've had some changes in the dynamic of the election, which has the potential to increase voter turnout. Typically, our voter turnout in presidential elections range anywhere from 48% to about 53%, maybe 54%. But with 22-2, which was the proposal that was adopted last year, it allowed a couple of things. First and foremost, those of you who vote by absentee ballot, you know how you have to fill out your application and then you receive your ballot. You have to do that for every election. Well, now we have a new initiative where you can be placed on the permanent absentee voter ballot list, meaning that you submit an application one time saying that I would love to receive a ballot for any and all elections in the city of Detroit. Please mail it to me. With that one request, no longer will you have to send in an application for every election, but now your ballot will automatically be mailed to you 45 days prior to the election. That's number one. That's a great thing.
Is there a form for that, or?
Yes, it's an application. We're going to be mailing those out September, October, whereby you'll receive them and you can return them. And you don't have to be a senior citizen. You don't have to be a poll worker. You just have to be a registered voter. And
so everybody, or it goes to people who've been absentee?
It's going to all 520,000 registered voters in the city of Detroit. Okay, I encourage you to return it as soon as possible so that we can get you into the system. So that beginning with the presidential primary, you can begin receiving your absentee ballot. The other caveat, which is tremendous, and was initiated by the clerk and her vision and genius in 2022. Hold on, don't go too fast. The clerk who? The city clerk, Janet Winfrey. Janet Winfrey. We got the job, lost a husband, dear friend of mine. Whenever I need anything, I can call. Janice is a wonderful friend and a great person. I just gotta get that resolved. I became director of elections because she made me raise my hand, put my hand on the Bible, and I was going to do my job to the best of my ability. I'm so grateful for the opportunity that she presented to me. With this new initiative in 2012, during the second term of Barack Obama, during that election, if you all remember, we initiated satellite. We had one at the East Campus, the Wayne County Community College District, then one at the Northwest Campus. We were the first jurisdiction in the state of Michigan to initiate satellite absentee voting. And in 2012, we had more than 15 satellites and 30 drop boxes throughout the city of Detroit. That was an initiative that was instituted by Detroit City Clerk Janice Winfrey. Now, 2022-2 opens up the process where you don't have to vote by absentee at the satellite. Now you can come and cast your ballot like you would at the precinct on election day. 21 days prior to the election, we will have early voting centers where you can go to those. Wait. I don't think we got a brand new building down the street, man. You got to go see it. Go line. You know you want to hate the whole building already. Every our way we can go be illegal to pass our water like it's just, you know, it's low. It's not water. Don't tell about that. So now, instead of filling out an application and voting your ballot and inserting it into an envelope that it may be cast or counted on election day, now at those early voting centers, you will vote your ballot and then insert it into the tabulator where it will be held and housed until after 8 o'clock on election day, where the result will be received. So you will have access to that tabulation to election day? Nope, not at all. Put that out there for all these people find conspiracies and everything. So that data is held in repository. That's correct. Until after 8 o'clock on election day, when calculations are sitting in. Same with absentees. People don't know that absentees are not counted in advance either. That's correct. They're counted beginning at 7 a.m. on the election day. Right. However, the new law allows for us to early tabulate. That means again that we can begin tabulating absentee ballots 8 days before the election, and then report those returns after 8 o'clock. I'm glad to know that I'm gonna call you when Mary runs for mayor, so I don't have any votes you need to take.
Voting eligibility, I've been sharing with young people and parents and grandparents that your child could be 17 and a half.
Yeah, to register to vote. So in order to register to vote, you have to be 18 years, you have to be 18 by the day of the election. So if I'm going to be 18 on February 27th, then on January 1st, I can register, and then my voter registration will be activated for that election. Or 6 months prior to that point, or 6 months prior to the election. It's there. I swear or affirm that I will be 18 years of age or older by the time of the next election. And you have that opportunity to engage in the process. So let me say this. We have 500,000 registered voters, people who are qualified, eligible, and have the ability to cast their ballot on election day. These new initiatives that are coming down the pipe next year opens up the process in a way where we've never experienced it before. Now you can vote 21 days before the election. You have convenience. You have the opportunity to request a ballot one time and receive it for every election. This has the ability to transform the culture in the city of Detroit, but we have to take advantage of it. We have to get out and vote. We have to be uncomfortable with just preaching to the choir and keeping the message inside of the church. We have to go out into the community to begin to articulate to Pookie, Ray Ray, and Nuck Nuck, and everybody else how important it is to engage in this process. We cannot continue to lock our doors and be prisoners of our home and be afraid to talk to our community. We have to be engaged in order for Detroit to be everything that God called it to be. We have to experience the hands and feet of God on the earth by engaging our brothers and sisters who don't know the importance of engaging in it.
All right, two quick procedural questions, and I know the ballots for example, in the general election. So we have open primaries, and that's still
we
say that for people. So
we have open primaries. So which means that you don't have to declare a party. You don't have to be a Democrat or a Republican to cast your ballot. For instance, I can go and receive an absentee ballot or a ballot on election day, which will have both the Democrat and the Republican presidential candidate. I can vote for either or. I have that right. In certain communities, for instance, I lived in Montgomery, Alabama, and I was director of elections down there. You have to declare your party. You have to say, I am a Democrat, I am a Republican, I am an independent. And when those elections are administered, you have to vote and receive those particular ballots in order to engage in the process. It's not like that in Michigan.
yeah, so in the primary you can vote either or, but now in the final election, are you able to split the ticket?
No. In the general election, you cannot go in the primary, in the state primary, you can't split your ticket.
Okay.
You have to vote either Democrat or Republican. Now, in the general election, you can split or mix your ticket. You vote straight party, split ticket, or mixed ticket. That means that you can vote for whoever you want to anyway.
And so let's break it down. So the presidential election, or if it takes U.S. Senate, you can vote top of the ticket, and just vote for that person, which happens in all Michigan
all the time.
And then say, well, here you go. I don't, for Congress, I want to vote for Democrat. I vote Republican Senate, Democratic for Congress, and do that kind of thing. But you also have the option of voting straight Democratic. And here's my last question. When people walk out, think they're done. Things on the ballot, not partisan position.
All those, and that's why it's so important that you go down the whole ballot. What we discover in elections, general elections, is that voting diminishes the further down you go on the ballot, because people think that if you vote a straight party ticket, that's it. And it's not. You have to turn the ballot over and continue to vote for those people who are not affiliated with the party. Judges are not Democrat or Republican. And they're
municipal
elections too, and Wayne County
commissions,
treasurer, not treasurer, but Wayne County Community College trustees. They're not party affiliated, they're non-partisan. And then your proposals are non-partisan, yes or no. So you have to engage in that process. So once again, you vote straight ticket, meaning that you vote Democrat, Republican, non-partisan, Green Party, and then you go to the non-partisan section and cast your vote. Then you can vote a split ticket, meaning that you vote Democratic, which qualifies to vote for all Democratic candidates, but you say, well, I like this Green Party candidate that's running for state representative, and I vote for that person. That qualifies as vote for that candidate, disqualifies it for the Democratic candidate that's running in that office, but everybody else is good. Then you have a mixed ticket, where you don't vote for straight tickets, then you just vote for candidates of your choice, regardless to what party they're affiliated with.
One last procedural question. I get all off my mind. Talk about writing, and that used to be a misnomer, but we have a mayor who won based on write-ins. So it's still a significant part of the process.
So write-ins are relevant. In order to, first and foremost, in order to be a valid write-in candidate, you must fill out your affidavit declaring that you're a write-in. You have until election day to do so. So qualified write-ins may receive valid votes by you, making sure that in that particular office, you go down to that blank space, write their name in completely, and then fill in the oval. That's important. You have to write their name in completely and then fill in the oval. If you write their name in and you don't fill in the oval, it doesn't qualify. So it's very important that if you vote for a write-in candidate, fill in that.
Yeah, I ran for precinct delegate as a write-in, and I won. Freeman Hendrickson, I was the two. I ran as a write-in, and I was working for the option. Okay. Everybody, we got away from party pushing, you know what I mean? It was a time that if you were mayor, you did whatever, you got people to be precinct delegate. And I'm sure there's still a significant number of precinct delegate positions that I feel.
Oh yeah, it gets more challenging re-election. And it's because, Coleman Young was a master politician because he understood the value of precinct delegates. He made all of his appointees become precinct delegates, and he engaged the community and encouraged them because that's the grassroots. Those are the people that are closest to the folks. Those are those trusted voices. When folks don't know who to vote for, how many of you have ever got a phone call? They said, I got my ballot here and I don't know who to vote for in the judges. Tell me, who you think I should vote for?
And back for people, and I was going to jump in. One question was about that, about voters being educated prior to them coming to the polls. I know we offer here nonpartisan dialogue. We don't endorse.
Let's do this. We're going to have to come back. I do want to get one question from Deborah. Okay. Brief, then we'll answer that part. I think that's important. How do you get educated? Where do you get information? Thank you.
Press very well for you think. There are lots of young people under the age of 18.
Yeah.
Please tell everybody the age that they can apply. When they go there, those young people were so educated about the process. So if you got grandkids and children, teenagers, or kids going, young people going into college, they need to sign up and work the polls. It is an education they'll never forget.
All right. So yes, you do not have to be a registered voter to work the polls on election day. You can be 15 years of age or older, as long as you have the opportunity to work with folks who are experienced. So we have high school students who engage in the process from Southeastern, Mumford, Cass, and the like, and they are refreshing. When we run out of gas, they keep on moving. So that's one of the other benefits of young folks. They help us out and keep us motivated.
Yeah, so along the line of the question in terms of education, prior to COVID, we were all forums here, not just during the voting season, but throughout the year, we would have people that were running for office that would, they could have been on commissioners or whatever. So we could find out what their platform was and what in fact, they held true, so we would know who we would vote for before we would go out. So my question is, how do we get folks to be informed so they don't make those calls? That, who is this? There's so many people on here. Who should I vote for? You should wait till the day of the vote to make a decision on who it is.
Right to work, that passed and have people thinking that they're supporting a regular right to work. I mean, and it was actually anti-union.
I think I need to say this, but back in the day, man, we were just so united. It was much more of a sense of community in Detroit. You all remember when election day was coming, that weekend, people were driving around in cars with those people talking about election day and being engaged. And they were passing out literature before election day. The people would know. And that's what we got to get back to. We mail out a newsletter providing you with information with what's going to be on the ballot. Now, just like Davo does in terms of ensuring that we have sessions and sections and opportunity.
Well, against the hard stop, what have you back. But one thing about sound trucks, they have an ordinance now for illnesses. We'll be right back after this.
It's for y'all, Reverend Horace Sheffield, and the wake-up call.
Reverend Horace Sheffield is live, and it's the wake-up call on WVTC Radio Detroit.
Join us for the Detroit Association of Black Organizations Community Empowerment Speaker Series featuring prolific voices that will enlighten and inform. Come hear amazing speakers like radio host Joe Madison, actor Hill Harper, hip-hop artist MC Search, actress Erica Alexander, the incomparable Dr. Cornel West, and much more. The series takes place monthly at the Bridge Center, located at 9928 Grand River. Please visit www.debodetroitinc.com.
Come on, come on, come on. The original bad boys of R&B Jodeci are back, headlining the Summer Block Party Tour with SWV and Drew Hill at the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater, August 10th. Get ready for the ultimate party of the summer and sing along to all your favorite hits. Get tickets now from the box office and Ticketmaster.com. Presented by Live Nation Urban.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri. We are living through unprecedented times. As a result, the Michigan Homeowner Assistance Fund was created. This fund, administered by the state of Michigan, is designed to help homeowners cope with pandemic-related hardships, such as delinquent property taxes. Residents may apply for up to $25,000 to help cover 2019, 2020, and 2021 tax years. Previous year's taxes must be paid in full or in a payment agreement with the Treasurer's Office. Eligible homeowners must have a qualified financial hardship that occurred on or after January 21st, 2020. You must currently own and occupy your home as your primary residence and must have owned it since January 21st, 2020. To see if you qualify, please visit waynemetro.org, call 313-388-9799, or email textinfo@waynecounty.com. We're here to help.
Here's the thing about golf. If you like golf, you love golf. And if you love golf, you love it a lot. Like a lot. And when the weather is even the slightest bit accommodating, you grab your clubs and head to your Huron-Clinton Metro Parks. Because 7 regulation courses is a lot to love. Like a lot. They're your Metro Parks. Come to play and bring your clubs. Learn more at metroparks.com.
At the Detroit Water and Sewerage Department, we're working hard to protect pipes by cleaning public sewer lines to reduce flooding and speeding up the replacement of lead service lines. Protect your pipes with 3 easy tips. Pour grease into containers, toss wipes in the trash can, and check for running toilets, leaky pipes, and dripping faucets. For more tips, go to detroitmi.gov/protect pipes. DWSD, working hard to protect pipes for you.
Hi, I'm Stacy Reeves, General Supervisor for DTE. As part of our plan to make your power more reliable, we're installing new smart technology. When it's up and running, our smart grid will have fewer and shorter power interruptions. Our crews are out every day doing everything in their power to deliver the reliability you deserve. DTE.
It's for y'all. It's for y'all, Reverend Horace Sheffield, and the wake-up call.
That can do you well right now. We're going to be talking about our health, and we have Dr. Nathan. Dr. He's a cardiologist with the DMC, Heart Hospital, and he's going to be talking to us about heart health and probably just health period. I personally am getting to the age where I'm going to talk about my heart health, and I've noticed that a lot of riotous eating, not so much living when I was younger, on going on later life. So I did go to my heart doctor about 3 weeks ago. Everything is good. They did my full stress test, everything. So everything's good. No blockages, no nothing. And so I've been told to lose like 20, 30 pounds. because I'm still on blood pressure medicine. And heart stuff, cardiac. I want to bring this up to you too, Dr. Lockett. Is the cardiac injury with William James son that just happened. And we're talking about brother, it was young people having heart attack. Or I don't know if it was a heart attack, but more than a cardiac. You want to talk about that for us?
Regarding LeBron James. Okay, so regarding LeBron James, as you know, many athletes, other athletes in the field, will just actually pass out that they have a cardiac arrest. So there are many reasons for that. The most common one of them is the thinking in the heart muscle that young athletes may not be aware of it, and that may lead into irregular heartbeats and then sudden death. In addition, some young people are born with their heartbeats around their hearts, kind of mixed up. They're not coming from the right places. And that can lead into sudden cardiac death also in these young people. Plus, there's some causes such as abnormal wiring of the heart. So the wires in the heart are not normal. And then when these guys are exerting themselves in the field, the wires cannot sustain that amount of exertion. So they go into sudden cardiac death. It's not that common, as a matter of fact. Maybe 1 in 20 or 30,000 young athletes, specifically African American athletes, pass out in the field. And it's a very important thing to recognize.
So with that information you gave us, as a former athlete, I remember coaches saying, push yourself, get through, suck it up. Do we need to teach or share with our young athletes to listen to their bodies? And, they need to take a break. We've heard of people want to because of dehydration and other issues, other concerns. And then, too, I want you to dispel some other myths, too. But just speak about how we should listen to our own bodies and be considerate of that.
You want to bring an amazing point. I think this is the point that's missed by many young athletes. They have that push by their coaches to continue to, exert themselves so they can achieve that goal that they set for them. And as if they teach them to ignore the sound from their bodies or the voice from their bodies, which tell them you're fatigued, you're tired, you're feeling palpitations, you're having chest pain. That's the time when these young athletes actually have to say, I have to take a break, I have to be assessed and find out why do I feel so exhausted? Why do I feel that my heartbeat is irregular? Or there's this thumping in my chest or the exhaustion feeling. So these young athletes have to be trained to say, you can take a break, you can get assessed when you feel these symptoms.
And I think too, as the chief of cardiology at the DOC Heart Hospital, how many young people have you seen that might have these type of effects, on their bodies?
So probably we see 1 or 2 athletes almost every month having these symptoms. And invariably they get evaluated, and this is the time when you evaluate the person, find out what's wrong with them, and try to fix it, so you avoid the sudden cardiac death or the collapse in the court, in the field.
So, I just came in, so this is a perfect segue. I am dealing with right now a family that came to me this week whose son died playing basketball in Triple High School. And they didn't understand he was on the cardiac arrest. They thought he was having a seizure, all kind of crazy stuff. The defibrillator was in the school. It was not even near. They never had an opportunity to use that. But he was another gentleman who had had a prior incident. And I watch right now with LeBron James' son, them positing other athletes who had similar incidents who are now playing in the NBA. Isn't that taking a big risk?
So Reverend, absolutely bring important points. When someone actually manifests any symptom of, palpitations or chest pain during exertion, that's the time when you put the brakes and you get them to be evaluated. And that's a must. If the coach or the school or whoever is supervising that activity is not putting the brakes, that's absolutely wrong. And you brought the issue up of the AED, the defibrillators. These defibrillators are so easy to use, and I think everybody at the school should be trained on how to use it. They're very easily connected to the patient's chest. You push a button, it tells you if you need to defibrillate or not, and it's extremely easy and it saves a life.
Yeah, and those defibrillators, they actually give you instruction on what to do, how to do it, take it clear, and all that stuff. So as long as you can hear and follow instructions, you can be able to do that. We talked about training as it relates to the defibrillator. What about actually training and making the coaches, and not only coaches, parents? We have a lot of parents who train their kids or want their kids to achieve certain athletic prowess, and they found themselves pushing their children too. But how much more sensitive should we be as parents and coaches to the athletes or our children's well-being?
Appreciate the question. I think, I want to take it in a different direction. I think if you have a young kid who's at prime age to be a competitive athlete, that's the time when screening should happen. I think these kids should be screened before they go into these competitive sports. And I tell you, countries such as Italy and Israel and so on have figured out a way to screen all the athletes before they get them engaged in competitive sports. And the screening is a physical exam. This is if they have a murmur, heartbeat or a sound that's abnormal. You want EKG that shows that the heart muscle is enlarged, and also an ultrasound of the heart. The US hasn't gotten this to be part of the screening process. I think we've fallen far behind, losing a lot of competitive, promising athletes, with failing to screen them properly before they go in the field.
All right, now I'm actually going to change the subject a little bit here. Not change the subject, but along the lines of this discussion. Social media, there are pundits out there who try to lend COVID boosters to LeBron James and other folks who are going to hurt him. But can you dispel those myths?
Well, I thought they said he had COVID.
No. I'm saying that people are saying that people who got the COVID shots are more susceptible to cardiac issues.
Right, that's part of it too, but also folks who had COVID, are there any lingering cardiac so people had COVID first, and then we're talking about the vaccine. Some had COVID before. There are some lingering effects on the heart, such as myocarditis, which is inflammation of the heart muscle, and irregular heartbeat, such as atrial fibrillation. Some of you may have AFib, or heard of family members who have AFib. So these things actually linger beyond the acute phase of COVID. Then the vaccine itself, there are very small studies to suggest that there may be some effects like that, but nothing has been validated or verified. And no one should refrain from taking the vaccine because of these unsubstantiated rumors, if you will, or incidental findings.
Thank you.
All right, let me get a caller. Caller, are you there? Rumor, if you will, or
Turn
the radio down. Are you there? Are you there, caller?
All right,
No, the caller's not there. All right, this is all new to us. We spent a lot of money. Hello? Okay, you got to drop that on together. All right, so we got 5 phone lines. They were here at 4 o'clock in the morning. You can tell it's all different, right? And you'll be coming in a couple weeks. You'll see an actual digital board behind us, streaming the broadcast with information and all of that. Everything to make your heart tick. So I had COVID, and I had a variety of things happen. One of which was, I forget what they call it. Well, it wasn't my heart. It was my fingers. What do you call it when anyway, you can your hat, your hat, which one, this one? There you go. But anyway, and there's been some research that suggests that that's something. But the other thing is that I did have, when I go get my EKG, they noticed some irregularities, which is saying that the I guess the pulse or whatever, the electrical current goes down and come up. So that's very true. We just had a review on cardiac manifestations of COVID, and there are probably 10 of them. The heartbeat irregularity is one of them. Slow heartbeat is one of them. The inflammation of the heart muscle is one of them. Leaky valves is one of them. So there are multiple cardiac associated manifestations of COVID that have been looked at and manifested, and lucky man. I think we gotta take a break when we come back. We'll be talking more with good doctor, good heart doctor. And by all means, guard your heart. Don't let folks mistreat you because it is real. I know folks that die from heart break. We'll be right back.
It's for y'all, Reverend Horace Sheffield, in the wake-up call.
Reverend Horace Sheffield is live, and it's the wake-up call on WVTC Radio Detroit.
Peace and quiet. Whoever you are, sooner or later, you're going to need some. If only there was a beautiful place just minutes from where you live, where you'll find a perfect little piece of peace and quiet. Turns out there is. Your Huron-Clinton Metro Parks. With 25,000 acres, there's plenty of peace and quiet to go around. They're your Metro Parks. Come see what all the noise is about. Learn more at metroparks.com.
Hi, I'm Stacy Reeves, General Supervisor for DTE. As part of our plan to make your power more reliable, we're installing new smart technology. When it's up and running, our smart grid will have fewer and shorter power interruptions. Our crews are out every day doing everything in their power to deliver the reliability you deserve. DTE.
The soulful summer continues at the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater. Live in concert Friday, August 25th. And what we have Jeffrey Osborne. With special guests Stephanie Mills. Tickets on sale now. Available at thearetha.com. Also, the Aretha box office and Ticketmaster.com. Presented by The Right Productions.
Join us for the Detroit Association of Black Organizations Community Empowerment Speaker Series featuring prolific voices that will enlighten and inform. Come hear amazing speakers like radio host Joe Madison, actor Hill Harper, hip-hop artist MC Search, actress Erica Alexander, the incomparable Dr. Cornel West, and much more. The series takes place monthly at the Bridge Center, located at 9928 Grand River. Please visit www.debodetroitinc.com.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri. We are living through unprecedented times. As a result, the Michigan Homeowner Assistance Fund was created. This fund, administered by the state of Michigan, is designed to help homeowners cope with pandemic-related hardships, such as delinquent property taxes. Residents may apply for up to $25,000 to help cover 2019, 2020, and 2021 tax years. Previous year's taxes must be paid in full or in a payment agreement with the Treasurer's Office. Eligible homeowners must have a qualified financial hardship that occurred on or after January 21st, 2020. You must currently own and occupy your home as your primary residence and must have owned it since January 21st, 2020. To see if you qualify, please visit waynemetro.org, call 313-388-9799, or email taxinfo@waynecounty.com. We're here to help.
The Detroit Water and Sewerage Department is looking for motivated Detroiters to be a part of our team. We have opportunities for field services technicians, engineers, and customer service specialists with competitive pay and benefits. Make a real difference with the work you do every day. Join other Detroiters who are taking part protecting the pipes where we live, work, and play. Learn more and apply at detroitmi.gov/jobs. DWSD, working hard for you.
It's for y'all. It's for y'all, Reverend Horace Sheffield, in the wake-up call.
Rockets, who is the chief of cardiology for DMC Heart Hospital, and our topic is cardiac arrest and heart rate. So he was just elaborating on the vaccines and also telling us about the lingering effects of COVID as related to our heart health. Dr. Lex, could you give us some information on prevention? How can we prevent heart attacks and cardiac arrest, and then two, good maintenance for our hearts?
Great question, thank you. So, you mentioned, cardiac arrest and or heart attacks. I think the basic things that we look into One of them is hypertension. I think hypertension or high blood pressure is so common, specifically in this community in Detroit. And it gets to be missed. People feel well, when their blood pressure is 200 over 110. They're unaware of it. It's a silent killer. Unless you get it checked and get it controlled, that can lead into a heart attack or a stroke or a bleed in the head, which is catastrophic, as you may imagine. Cholesterol, it's very easy. It should be checked in every individual over 18. The cholesterol levels are above 100 for the bad cholesterol or LDL, it should be brought down. Diabetes, if someone is diabetic, you're going to bring your hemoglobin A1C below 5. That means your sugar is controlled. Smoking, quit smoking. I know some people are so attached to their cigarette. I tell them, it's your life or the cigarette. You choose which one you want to actually cherish. And family history. If you have a strong family history of heart problems, I think you should take that more seriously. They should get screened a bit sooner. Screening could be an EKG, a treadmill tap, an exercise tap, and or an ultrasound of the heart, the neck.
Yeah, I take that very seriously. My mother died at 43 from a massive heart attack. She was a smoker, compulsive smoker, and so I've never smoked. I watch what I do. What I guess my question is, we think that it's always hereditary, and some of it may be passed on that way, but there are also things that we do, stuff we eat, lack of exercise. What can we do to improve our heart health, even if we have a genetic predisposition?
Thank you, Robert. So definitely you can change your outcome, if you will, if you take all the precautions that we delay or prevent the heart attack from happening. We just viewed a study from England showing that if you exercise 150 minutes a week, you can do it all on the weekend, or you can do it spread throughout the weekdays. Walking, walking fast, maybe doing some, rowing, treadmill, what have you. Anything that will get your body moving, 150 minutes a week, which is 2.5 hours. It's not too much. That actually reduces the chances for somebody to have a heart attack, have a stroke, have a fit, and sudden death. So just a little movement, every week would definitely help quite a bit. Blood pressure control is extremely important, like I said. Also, the choice of what you eat. I think all of us have tendency every now and then to eat some delicious, fried stuff, sweet stuff, and so on. But it shouldn't be a routine that you do every day. It should be just, if you have to do it, it has to be very sporadic. But eat more of the vegetables, of the fruits, of things that give you vitamins and that will nourish your body properly and lessen your chances to have plaque buildup inside of your arteries.
So one of the things, and just here's the other question, let's talk about that amount of exercise, because some people think you got to do a massive amount. And for example, I was educated, and I had a doctor that taught me about getting on the stair step. And I was doing that for a minute and a half. It was great. It was unbelievable. My heart was like pumping better than I would if I was running, It wasn't the 2 minutes. It was so people don't have to run 10 miles. That's what I mean.
Yeah, so that's exactly right, Reverend. I think that getting your heartbeat to about 150 beats per minute or so for a short period of time, that's a good amount of exercise. But also be cautious, be cautious if you have any chest pain with that, if you have any dizziness, palpitation, if you're lightheaded, exhausted, you got to stop and get evaluated. But in my opinion, any mild exercise, walking at a fast pace for 2.5 hours a week.
So when you say fast pace, you're like a 15-minute mile.
Feel your body moving.
Okay.
Feel your body moving.
There you go. And if you have any trouble, I've got some folks I can hire that will wear a mask, walk behind you. So there's.
Yeah, my heart rate has been absolutely high. I don't know what's that, but it runs between 110. And they gave me these little tiny white pills saying it's going to slow the heart down, but it's nothing, didn't change. So what do I do to slow the heart down?
So thank you for your question. There are multiple types of fast heart rate. Some of it is benign, some of it is more serious. I wonder if your physician did an EKG and a monitoring for like 48 hours to find out exactly what type of heart rate capacity rate you have, then based on that, we can take the next steps, or we can, the physician, the viewers can take the next steps. Just if you told your physician that your heart is beating fast and they did so don't work up to understand why it's beating fast, I think you should ask to investigate why your heartbeat is fast.
All right, so again, we're talking with the chief of cardiology is DMC Hart.
Cardiologist.
He's the chief of cardiology.
Yes, he's the cardiologist.
I read it both ways. I read the notes.
He messed up. He's the chief of cardiology, but he's the chief cardiologist. How about that? Bottom line is helps with your heart. Right. And one thing I want to think about all of this, and I feel very strong about this. Too many people, Doctor and David, act as if they have no ability to control the outcome of any of this stuff. It is not so. You can turn things around, you can change things, and maybe head in one direction right now. But that's why he's here, to give us things that we need to know, right?
That's right.
I mean, David, you wrestle with your blood sugar and some other stuff, right?
Yes,
and I'm always asking, where's your numbers, because these are things that are within our grasp, within our control that we can do.
And I wanted to add too that here at the we do have a premier quality health clinic. And for those who feel like they're, going to a doctor or going somewhere out there, you come right into the community, right here where you're comfortable, and see our board certified nurse practitioner and get you together. And you can call 313-635-5978, 313-635-5978. Come here. We'll do something and determine where you need to go to, when you need to go, if it's an emergency or whatnot. And we can get you the help you need.
Because we don't try to do that.
No, we don't try to do that.
And we got to make a decision to come. We have a transport agreement with Sinai Grace. They're not, the problem in Detroit, we have so few primary care physicians per pop. Like, for example, like 6,000 people for one primary care. If you have one, the problem we have is people don't have primary care physicians.
Right. You got to know that this is just, you got to take care of this stuff.
Yeah, I think, we should do work within the programs. I think we're running short as physicians and institutions to come to you in the community. They'll come to you, assess you, examine your risk factors, and try to kind of guide you in the right direction. And we should do more of these programs. We are falling short of that. So you practice at DMC, and I'll share with them, my dad chaired the board of Receiving Hospital, built that new facility down there. Next time you go and look at the practice, his name at the top. Toby Citron was on that board. Herman Glass used to be the administrator. I was there when he had to take that vote to eliminate it. But the bottom line is, we've got great health care, in our community, access to places. We certainly, I'm partial. I love DMC. My mother worked here to the day she died. But generally, when we have you guys on, you don't want to give out your personal number for your office. Is there a general number people can call to get more information about what they need to do to help themselves in their heart? So I promise you, I'll send you that number and then you can actually disseminate. Okay, good. Just want to make sure I stay fair for the conditions. So give me one number, you can call and then call. I'm not going to be fair to other preachers. If I believe y'all got the best message, I'm going to promote my message. We'll always be committed to it. We'll partner with this community and count on it. Yeah, we appreciate you coming, appreciate the support we have. Just really quickly want to tell you again that we have a contract by skilled trade training programs. You can get your CDL, all of this, which would normally cost you is free tuition. The special grant that came down, you got enrolled between now and September. Brother Aaron Truman is our outreach coordinator. We have 300 slots, welding, heating, ventilation, mechatronics technology, entrepreneurship training, carpentry, cement masons, iron workers, laborers, all of that. And if you got some previous experience out there, they will count that toward your program. You pay no tuition. So many programs you've done in a year. Call 491-0004, 491-0004. Every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Send them here. Come here, sign up 300 positions. And we're working on some pre-employment training, and some other wraparound services to go with it. So we've had a great time. Let's everybody to the next week.
It's time. It's time for the wake-up call, y'all. Come on. Come on.
You've been listening to The Wake Up Call with Reverend Horace Sheffield and friends. Tune in again next week from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on the WVTC Detroit Radio Network.
Time. He's on the line. This is knowledge and power for every mankind. For every generation that's in these streets. We making sure you ain't walking in your sleep. We're in your town, your city and community, promoting good health, wealth, and unity. We educating everybody, y'all. Reverend Horace Sheffield, the wake-up call. It's for y'all. It's for y'all. Reverend Horace Sheffield, the wake-up call. It's for y'all. It's for y'all. Reverend Horace Sheffield, and the wake-up call.
The views and opinions expressed on the previous broadcast are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of WVTC Radio Detroit, its advertisers, or affiliates.
Here's just one of the fine programs right here on WVTC Detroit. Congratulations to WVTC Gospel Radio, as they are again the recipients of the 2023 Stellar Award for Best Internet Radio Station of the Year. Many thanks to our viewers. Keep watching as we are winning victories through Christ.
Founded by the father of gospel music, Thomas A. Dorsey, National Convention of Gospel Choirs and Choruses is coming to New Orleans for its 90th anniversary. It's for anyone interested in the gospel, especially through music. This week-long event includes daily classes, workshops, and convention-wide plenary sessions featuring Pastor Donnie McClurkin, Bishop Hezekiah Walker, along with speakers, preaching, a black tie gala, luncheons, nightly concerts, health fair, day of community service. Circle the dates of July 29th through August 4th. Get registered online by searching for 2023 NCGCC. Come on, write it down. Search for 2023 NCGCC. Now, amongst the many events, join in with the New Orleans Metropolitan Union Chorus hosting New Orleans Night on Monday, July 31st at 7 p.m. at the Sheraton New Orleans Hotel with special guests Pastor Dale J. Sanders Sr. and Pastor Tyrone Jefferson and the Tab Mass Choir. Musical tickets are available now from any union member, to include President Cordell Chambliss, Val B. Williams, Troy Coleman, Robert Pate Jr. Get $20 tickets at True Vine Baptist Church on these select dates, July 8th, 15th, and 22nd, but only from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Here's just one of the fine programs right here on WVTC Detroit. Hey y'all, summer is coming. We want to remind you of the WVTC. Wash your hands. Stay updated on your vaccinations. If you got a temperature, get a COVID test and cover your cough. We're on a mission, so don't let COVID stop you.
You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.